The top stories: Ethiopia and Djibouti have inaugurated Dorale multi-purpose port livestock terminal. And AU urges nations to place orders for secured doses of the COVID-19 vaccines. Hello and thank you all for joining us. You're watching Addis News Hour with the news. I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. The National Emergency Coordination Center, a multi-sectoral emergency response ministerial committee, has visited Mekelle City, Tigray Regional State. Chaired by Muferiat Kamil, the Minister of Peace, the committee, which comprises 12 ministries, will review the emergency response process in the region following the law enforcement operation. The committee, along with the interim regional administration and command post, assessed the progress of distribution of humanitarian assistance. Haptamu Ashagri has more.
Following to the law enforcement operation in the state of Tigray, the National Emergency Coordination Center has organized to restore the state of Tigray. The National Emergency Coordination Center, which is a multi-sectoral emergency response ministerial committee, has evaluated the emergency response process in the region following the law enforcement operation in the state. Currently, the center has been engaging on humanitarian assistances, social services, as well as on restoring government services in the region.
We have evaluated the provision of medical and social service and the general rehabilitation process. On the other side, the Tigray State Interim Administration is also undertaking activities to reorganize the district and zonal administrations to deliver government service to the public properly. The federal stakes have been also evaluated as efforts of the center to restore the government institutions for the people swiftly as much as possible.
We have been working to restore the government structure as a new one through avoiding the failed TPLF structure. Therefore, now we have finalized new government structure from a grassroots level in Mekelle City. We are also appointed administrators at different zonal and district levels in the state. The people of Tigray are appointing its own leaders. For this and all our success, the people of Tigray is playing an unprecedented role along with the federal government, particularly to apprehend responsible criminals to justice.
Muferiat also stated, based on the committee's evaluation, significant results have obtained in the general rehabilitation process and in restoring peace and security in the state of Tigray.
ኦፕሬሽኑ ዋና ጉዳዮች ተጠናቀው እንግዲህ ህግ የማስከበር ስራ ተጠያቂ መሆን ያለባቸውን አካላት ተጠያቂ ለማድረግ ወደ ፍትህ አደባባይ
Currently, major activities in the law enforcement operation are finalized. However, we have been working aggressively to bring criminals for justice in a bid to ensure rule of law across the country. At the same time, we are also working to ensure peace and stability in this region. Relatively, at this time, Tigray is becoming a peaceful regional state in this regard.
ውጤት እየተመዘገበ እንዳለ ጸጥታውን ከሚመራው አመራር መረጃ ወስደናል።
ክልላችን ሰላምና መረጋጋት እንዲመጣ የህዝቡን ጸጥታ እንዲረጋጋጥ ከሆነ
We are undertaking activities to organize new police commission to ensure peace and stability in this region. It is difficult to bring sustainable peace by only the National Defense Forces. Thus, we are undertaking activities along with the federal government to organize the regional security forces through participating the community.
On the occasion indicated that the National Emergency Coordination Center will continue to see humanitarian assistance as well as other social services in the state of Tigray.
The Ministry of Science and Higher Education announced that activities are underway to resume the teaching-learning process in universities found in Tigray region, saying that Mekelle and Raya universities of Tigray have so far graduated students. State Minister of the Ministry, Dr. Samuel Kifle, said undergraduate students have been attending classes in Mekelle University as of January 15, 2020. He added that Mekelle and Adigrat universities have been undertaking preparations to enroll their existing students. Higher officials of Ministry of Science and Higher Education have conducted observation in Mekelle University to weigh up the circumstances in the institution following the law enforcement operation in the region.
Policy Matters is a conversation platform which aims to provide reasoned analysis and context to the activities, reforms, and policies of the federal government of Ethiopia. Exploring various reforms the government is undertaking, the conversation platform aspires to enable nuanced and informed understanding.
Why do we need a proclamation? Because so far we do not have a legal framework that establishes key institutions for capital market development that legalize even securities, trading of securities.
Today, Ethiopia, with the GDP size that it has, is the only country, if I'm not mistaken, in the world, certainly in Africa, that doesn't have a stock market.
As you know, capital markets is not like banking or insurancing, where you have a homogeneous group of institutions where the regulator itself can basically regulate without any difficulty.
Who owns this? Who's the intended owner of the ESC?
The exchange itself is, in principle, it is a private business. It's a shareholding company. It will be owned predominantly or primarily by the private sector.
A very exciting initiative, major policy reform as part of an overall economic reform, and also as part of the homegrown economic reform, but also within the subtext of the financial service sector reform.
Welcome back. You're watching ETV English News. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs hails Ethio-China Comprehensive Partnership as exemplary to other countries. Talking to ETV here yesterday, Ministry spokesperson Dina Mufti said the 50th year silver jubilee of their cooperation is being observed with an assortment of events. Haptamu Ashagri reports.
Ethio-Chinese relations go back to the early 1970s. Back then, the two nations cemented ties in various investment fields. China has become one of Ethiopia's biggest investment partners, with the investment ties between the two currently standing a little over $1 billion. Talking to ETV, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs discloses that the 50-plus years relation is characterized by several features.
The cooperation between these two countries had been manifold. At international level, there is cooperation in the areas of poverty reductions, on the issues pertinent with the developing countries, on the issues of, overcoming difficulties in the different parts of the world, particularly in the developing nations, on the issues of overcoming conflicts throughout the world. These were the visits, and those visits have continued at the high level. It includes the visits of the former prime ministers of Ethiopia, as well as the recent visit of Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed to Beijing, and his conversations and discussions with the Chinese officials about further strengthening the relationship between the two countries.
According to the spokesperson, the comprehensive ties have helped bring thousands of active projects in various fields in Ethiopia. Dina reaffirms that the two countries are also working jointly in various fields.
We call this relationship comprehensive, strategic, and cooperative. It's because it has so many characters. We do have party-to-party relationship. We do have people-to-people's relationship. We do have government-to-government relationship, as well as business-to-business relationship. That's why we call it comprehensive. It's deep, strong, and definitely it is beneficially. It is growing from time to time as well. Yes, this is the general character of the relationship.
The spokesperson added the two countries are discussing to find possible ways of bolstering the ongoing strategic partnership in the near future.
While we are celebrating the 15th anniversary, we are looking forward to further strengthen this relationship in all areas, because there are rooms for maneuvers, rooms for improvement, and there is possibility of widening cooperations in the areas of, in all areas, in the health sector, in education sector, in technology, and I think all areas could be widened further, and further strengthening relationship is the order of the day. This is a commitment on the part of both leadership and governments when they observe the 50th anniversary.
The government of Japan awarded member of Ethiopian Parliament Hordofa Bekele with an Order of the Rising Sun from the Emperor of Japan. The award has been bestowed upon the Member of Parliament for his long-time contribution in deepening mutual understanding between Ethiopia and Japan, finding good assistance projects, and bridging Japan and Africa. Hordofa Bekele is a former deputy chair of the Ethio-Japan Parliamentary Friendship League. Emmanuel Jorge brings us up to speed.
By Thursday this week, a conferment ceremony was held at the residence of the ambassador of Japan to Ethiopia to congratulate a former vice chairperson of the Ethio-Japan Friendship League, Hordofa Bekele. Hordofa was awarded Order of the Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star. Hordofa Bekele is awarded for his contribution to further strengthening economic relations between Japan and Ethiopia. Japanese ambassador to Ethiopia Ito Takako said that Hordofa played a significant role to strengthen the bilateral relationship of the two countries and Japan in Africa.
I would like to express my warmest congratulations to a person whose work is not limited to Ethiopia but all across Africa. To Hordofa Bekele, a former deputy chair of the Ethio-Japan Parliamentary Friendship League, who has been awarded the Order of the Rising Sun, gold race with neck ribbon, for his long-standing devotion to nurturing the bilateral friendship between Japan and Ethiopia.
Ito told the gathering that Hordofa has been very collaborative to her and her predecessors in diplomatic initiatives.
I cannot count how many times Ato Hordofa helped my predecessors and colleagues by providing valuable advice and appropriate information on Ethiopia's politics, economy, foreign policy, or situations in Africa, etc., which are instrumental in considering our policy toward Ethiopia and towards Africa. Ato Hordofa, domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Here comes the first runner, Abebe Bikila of Ethiopia, making Olympic history.
The ambassador recalled the victory of Abebe Bikila in Tokyo Olympic, which remains a memorable event.
This summer, Japan is hosting the Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games. In 1964, the legendary philosopher on the run, or the Barefoot King, Abebe Bikila, grabbed the hearts of the Japanese people when he won the second gold medal in the marathon, the last event of the Olympic Games. More than a half century later, today, Abebe Bikila Memorial Half Marathon is held annually in Japan.
The Order of the Rising Sun, established in 1875, is the Japanese government's oldest honor. It is awarded to foreigners who have made notable contributions to the enhancement of bilateral relations.
I like the food. I have to admit, I can't eat injera 4 times a day, but 1 time a day is fine.
Well, my favorite thing is how the whole city seems to be celebrating all at once. It's a very festive atmosphere, and my favorite actually are all the women in their dresses and the cool hair, and it's very exotic for me, very exciting.
We saw the Timkat Festival on television at home, and we decided we would like to come and see it.
While Welcome back again. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church noted that it has well prepared for the Ethiopian Epiphany celebration, which is called in Amharic Timket. Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church Patriarch Special Office and Foreign Affairs Head told ETV that the faithful and all stakes should play their role in making the celebration peaceful, because the world-class heritage of Timket celebration is a testimony of love, humbleness and peace. The event takes place at Jan Meda, where tourists and diplomats also come to enjoy the colorful celebration that has been inscribed by UNESCO as an intangible world cultural heritage in 2019. Emmanuel Jogi presents the following story.
The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church followers celebrate the Eve of Ethiopian Epiphany and Epiphany every year through religious and cultural outdoor events. On this move, for this year's celebration of Epiphany, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church announced that the church is preparing for Timket celebration, which is registered by UNESCO as Intangible World Cultural Heritage of Humanity in 2019. The Patriarch's Special Office and Foreign Affairs Head, Abuna Aragawi, said that priests and deacons, Sunday school pupils and other clergies are preparing themselves to liven up the celebration by taking part in spiritual services.
Priests and the Sunday school users are preparing themselves on the hymn and song they will perform on that day. It is known that they are doing their best. On the other hand, a number of deacons coming out of several monasteries will harmonize the celebration in their mass chanting starting in the night, and they will pass the celebration in thanksgiving.
The wholesale market for fruits and vegetables were relocated from crowded quarters at Kiltera to an open space, Jan Meda, to facilitate social distancing between buyers and sellers due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Jan Meda has been using for Timket celebration for long. That's why the place is now free and ready for the colorful Timket celebration. Abuna Aragawi told ETV that not only the faithful, but all Ethiopians should safeguard the celebration to be held in a peaceful manner.
Previously, as we all know, Jan Meda was messed up and has been losing its beauty it had formerly. The vegetable market was brought from Mercato and Piazza to Jan Meda because of the coronavirus pandemic. But now, it's in a better stand and ready to host the celebration by the effort and collaboration of the youth, the church and Addis Ababa city administration. Effort is from all of us important, not only Orthodox followers, but all other Christian and Muslim Ethiopians should do their best to make it peaceful, because it also is their heritage.
Abuna Aragawi appreciated the youth's effort to clean the place in order to prepare for the celebration and said that it is a sacred deed.
Chief of the Amhara Regional State, Agenyo Tashagar, together with Minister of Health, Dr. Leah Taddese, inaugurated a general hospital built in Kombolcha town at a cost of 178 million birr. The construction of the hospital, which was delayed for 10 years, would help to provide quality healthcare services for residents of the area. Emmanuel Jorge presents the story.
Delaying from its plan to be finished, but Kombolcha General Hospital is inaugurated after 10 years of construction. Chief of the Amhara Regional State Agenyo Tashagar, Minister of Health Dr. Leah Taddese and other higher government officials attended the inauguration ceremony. On the occasion, Chief of the Amhara Regional State Agenyo Tashagar said that works should be done to solve the problem of facilities in hospitals which are under construction.
Our hospitals have a serious problem of lack of medical equipment. So, if we do not solve this problem and we say hospitals are inaugurated, it's nonsense. Therefore, the Honorable Minister of Health has observed it, and we should be able to facilitate to solve this problem.
Mentioning that the inauguration of this hospital eases the scarcity of medical centers, which has been a big problem of the society for a long time, Minister of Health Dr. Leah Taddese said that the ministry will do its best to equip the hospital fully.
In order to make the hospital fully operational in providing quality medical service, I would like to assure you that the Ministry of Health will work to fulfill the missing medical equipment as much as possible in collaboration with the Regional Health Office.
The Chief of the State calls upon all stakes to finish the construction of Wollo Tertiary Hospital, which is under construction and is expected to be a referable hospital in East Africa.